I cancel it. Thank you for that. Okay. Is it showing on your end that I'm recording now? Is it showing on your end?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So I said just like the way we can create calculated column in Power BI desktop, we can also do that too in Power Query, right? But there are different ways we can create calculated columns. There's different way we can create extra columns that didn't come with the data originally, right? So there are different approach to that. So let's start with creating. Let me just show us how we can create conditional column. So let's start with conditional column. Who is that again now? Adewale, please, this will be the last warning. And I'm very, very serious. This will be the last warning. You can't be disturbing the whole class with your background noise now. So let's assume I want to create a column now. I will go to add column. You see the add column on the menu item here, right? I can click on conditional column. Conditional column. Now I can call this column. So let me just recreate like the whole thing. So I can call it. I can call it condition. I'm still going to delete it anyway. I'm just using that as an example to just show you how you can create what's calculated column. Sorry, conditional column. Yeah, conditional column. So I'll say if, for example, if the ship mode ID is equals to 1, I can say I want my output to be SC, that's standard class, right? I can add another clause and say if the ship mode ID is equals to 2, right? It's going to be second class, that's SEC, right? I want another clause and say if the ship mode ID is equals to 3, right? I can say it is what? FC, right? That's first class. Now, if it doesn't meet any of these 3 conditions, that is, if the ship mode ID is not equals to either 1 or 2 or 3. So for the fourth one, which is same day, you're now going to put it as else, then put 4. Give me 4, right? I want to show you another different way that we can do this same thing by like spelling it out, right? So let me show you again. What did I do? Let me come back. So I want the conditional column. So this kind of calculated column is based on if a particular variable meets a particular condition, then what should it return? What should be the output, right? So I call it condition. I called it condition. So I say condition, and I said if ship mode ID equals to 1, then return what for me? Return, what is ship mode ID 1? That's standard class, SC. Return SC, right? Now, if you add a clause here, the same ship mode ID again is equals to 2 now. Give me what is 2? 2 is second class, that is SEC. I don't want to use the same SC again, so I'm putting E now in front of this one, right? Add a clause, same ship mode ID again equals to 3 now. Then give me what? Give
First
me
class.
FC. That's first class, yeah.
Yes.
And the last one is same day. If it is, then since you have the last one, that means that last one is not meeting the condition of the first 3 because you have four conditions there, 4 variables. Thank you. Then you can now say else. This one should now be what? This one is what? Same day, Abby. You can now call it SA. Just call it SA. SA what? SAD, something like that. Yeah, you can use SAD. Then we now press OK. Then you will see it now. You see that standard class is SC. This one is SEC. This one is first class. This one is same day. Now, conditional columns, or if you are creating any additional column in Power Query, it is okay. In fact, for the sake of optimization, it's even better to create those additional columns in Power Query. It means that you are creating. It's like you are creating those columns before you load it into the Power BI desktop, right? But at the same time, you know that for everything that the Power BI developer does in creating a Power BI report, the essence is that you must make sure that whatever report you are creating must meet that optimization standard that will make your report refresh on time, that will make your query loads on time, and all those things, right? So there are you must make sure that if you are going to be creating calculated columns, creating additional columns, you must make sure that they are actually necessary. We always encourage people to use more measures than to create column, because the more you have columns, the lesser your query, or the lesser your report is going to be, well optimized. So avoid creating extra columns as much as you can, unless there is a need for it. So I'm not saying here to you today that you should not create additional columns. No, that's what I'm saying. You can create additional columns, you can create more columns, add more columns to your tables, but make sure that it's only when it is necessary that you do that. So that, because the essence is that we want to make sure that when we load in, when we click on this refresh button, we want our queries to refresh as fast as possible. Is that clear to us? Is there
Yes,
anybody
it
who has
is.
any counter opinion to this, or any
Yes, it
Yes,
is.
addition?
it's clear. It's clear. I get your
Okay.
point.
So
Correct.
I'm just showing this as an example, but I'm still going to come back and to remove this column that I created. Okay, I can hear me.
Okay, sir. I want to ask, how best can one optimize one data in such a way that is it
Okay.
to create columns in Power Query or creating the columns in Power BI desktop? If at all
Okay.
one needs to create a column.
Okay, thank you. So somebody might counter my opinion, because we are all here to learn. So from what I know, and from what I've read before, as in I've seen some articles, right? So I think it's better to, if at all you are going to create additional columns, I think it's better to do that in Power Query than in desktop, right? Because how did the person say it in the article? He said it's because you are loading it direct. When you create that column, the only time it's how will I say it? Uh, I'm looking at the word to you. I'm looking at the words to use. So it's better to create it in Power Query, because if you are doing it in desktop, I think that's like you are adding more, uh you are increasing the size of your data model that way, right? But if you load it directly from Power Query, it's only at the load time that it will take some time to load it into Power BI desktop. I don't know how to. Okay, follow on shop, please say it in a way that I don't know how. I know what to say, but I'm looking at how best to put it. Follow on shop.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. So, sorry, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me?
Yeah, we can
Yes,
hear
I
you
can
clearly.
hear you. Good evening.
Okay. So, yeah, good evening. So, yeah, Mr. Agbenga is right. It's better that you create anything column in Power Query, if possible, that you are to create a column, right? So one of the reasons why it is one of the best practice to create columns in Power Query is because Power Query is closer to your data source, right? So, and when you are, it's not because whether it's going to even expand your data model, because whenever you are creating any column, whether you create it in Power Query or create it in Power BI, it still expand your data model side. But one of the reason why it is advised or best practice to create it in Power Query is because of the refresh time. Now, in Power Query, when you create it in Power Query, right, it does the refresh whenever you are loading the data to Power BI. It has done the refreshing in Power Query already. But if you go to Power BI to go and create it, the processing of refreshing again is still going to happen in the Power BI itself. So why are we now stressing ourselves? Instead of just creating it at the Power Query side, and the refresh does happen at once. But if you are creating it at the Power BI side, it will still go and refresh again over there again. I don't know whether you or Mr. Gwenga understand that
Yeah,
part as
I
well.
understand. So
So
it means that when you refresh in the desktop, it will first
yes,
refresh the one that's coming from the Power Query
from
first,
Power Query,
and now
yes,
still
it will
use
still
another strength again to refresh
to refresh the Power
the
BI
one on
side
the
of it.
desktop.
In the desktop, yeah, in the Power BI side, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. So
exactly. I
that's
think
why
that's
it's
the
better you create it in the Power Query. Yeah.
yeah.
And another thing is because Power Query is always closer to your data source as well. So
God
and
bless you. I love that thing you just
the
said
more it
now.
is closer to your data source, so that's even the better you use it for your data transformation and adding columns and all.
Very
See,
well
like
understood.
Follow Shaw is the only active mentor that we have now for this class.
Thank you so much. I think that explanation is quite clear. I was
It's
having that kind of
quite clear
feeling.
now.
Yeah, I thought about that
Yes,
fact
yes.
that it's closer to the data source as well.
I said I love that sentence that he just said now. Closer to data source.
Hmm.
Okay, so that is an example of you can go on by yourself. So what I'll do today is that I'll save this Power BI file. I'll send the Power BI file to the group for those that want to see some of the things that we are doing here. So yeah, you can go by yourself and do a lot of practice on conditional column by yourself, right? So we are going to look at some things now. Let me go to what next on the. Okay, another thing you can also do is duplicate column. You can maybe there's sometimes that you want to perform some kind of transformations and you don't want to touch the original column, right? You want to do that transformation on the duplicate of that column, right? You can also duplicate a column. So how do you do that? So you can come to add column, right? You see the option there, duplicate column. Then I click on that duplicate column and it will duplicate this same column. You see that it has given it a new name and said copy, right? Said copy. You can now rename this one if you want to, right? You can now rename it, and depending on what you want to do, right? You can now. So let's say, for example, now maybe I have. Let me give you practical. Maybe I have a column that has first name and last name together, right? And maybe I want to separate them. Now, I'm just giving an example. The thing about Power Query is that there are different ways of doing the same thing, right? Some people might just write a Power Query function that will extract out maybe the first word from the left, something like that, and there will be a delimiter of space in between, and you can extract from both left and right. So it all depends. But I'm just giving an example. So let's say I duplicate this now, and I want to separate these two. I can decide that I want to have a column that have the two name together, like first name and last name together, and I also want another one that will separate it, something like that. So those are like the examples of how the reason why you might want to create duplicate column. So you can just come here, you can right click, you will see duplicate, or you can come to the add column on the menu item and just click on duplicates. Is that part clear to us?
Yes, it
Is it
is.
clear to us? Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
Now
sir.
let's
Yes.
move to another interesting one, which is duplicate, which is creating columns from examples. From example, now this other one, let me just talk about it. You remembered why we were creating our logical model that that the dimensions did not have IDs. You remember what we did? Can someone just remind me what we did
Yes, what we did was
to
that,
give them IDs? Sorry.
yes, what we did was
Index
that,
column.
We had we added
Can Victory
index.
continue? Victory, please.
yes,
Okay.
what we did was that when we selected and brought out the particular column we wanted, we now came
Mm-hmm.
to add column, and then under index column, we now picked
Yes.
one of the index. Yes, we picked from 0. Sorry, we picked from 1.
From one.
Now,
Thank you.
yes.
You know that you can also do you know that you can also customize it. So let me just
Oh,
show us that you can customize it. So if you say maybe I don't want to use that one, that is there by default. I want an incremental, maybe there's a format I want it to look like. So let's say I want to do 101, and I say I want the increment to be 1, for example. You can customize it the way you want to, right? And I just click on OK. So what do you see now? 101, 102, 103, 104. You see something like that. So you can also, because you can customize it. Do you understand?
Yes.
So it doesn't have to be that it is that start from 0 or start from 1 that must be there. You get. So you can customize it the way you want to. So we're just giving different examples of how all of these things work. So let's go to the interesting one that I like. It is adding column from examples. So how does that work? Let's go to the sales table. And our sales table, we have good. We have quantity and unit selling price, Abi. So let's say that I did not have this sales column, right? The sales column does not exist. And I want to now create the sales column since I already have the unit selling price already and I have the quantity column. And what is sales? The unit selling price times quantity, Abi. Am I correct? So what do I need to
Yes.
do?
Yes.
I'll just come to column from example. It's like you are giving Power Query an example of what to do, and it will follow through. It's just like when we used to do Flash. Who knows about Flash fill in Excel?
Yes, I know
Yes,
about
I
it.
do.
That it will
Yes,
to look
yes,
at the
yes.
pattern. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Pattern
To look at the
writing
pattern
and
and just follow through that
yes.
example you are giving it to, follow. So let me just click on column from example. So we are going to use from, you say, let's start from all columns. So you can do from all columns or from a particular selected columns. So I come to this one. What do I say? I'm going to say, let me start with, where's the column I'm looking for? So quantity, which is 5. I'll say 5. Okay, I'll put an equals to first. I think so. And I'll say 5 multiplied by 14.194, because I have 14.194 here, and I press enter. Right, you see now, it's
Yes.
telling me, okay, this one is 2 multiplied by, no, it's repeating, so this is not what I wanted to do. So I want it to, so let me go to this second one, and this one will now be 2 multiplied by
1.1.
1.154, right?
Yes.
And let me
Yes.
just say percent up. Let me see, maybe it's going to understand it. Aha, now it
Yes.
understands it now. At first it was repeating the 14.194 before, because it thought maybe I wanted to multiply all the quantity by one particular value, right? But when I now
Yes.
give you the second row example, right, that what I want to do is actually to multiply quantity by unit selling price. No, it's not doing it right. Oh. Something is not right. Something is not right. Something is not right. It's still not doing it
Yes, sir.
well.
Where we see is speaking 26, 350.686. It's speaking 35.68 4. So it's still not speaking.
Yeah, it's speaking. Okay, you know what? Let me give it another. Let me give you the third example. But am I even meant to go through all of this? All of this? I don't think so. You should understand what I want to do. But you see that it's speaking for others correctly. Oh. It's
Some are
speaking for
correct, some
others
are not.
correctly.
Some
You
are
know
correct.
what?
Sometimes
It
you
Let's.
have
seems
to just
it's adding 4 to the decimal numbers. When you look at the pattern,
Ah.
it's adding 4,
Okay.
4, 4, 4, 4.
Okay. Let
it's
me
doing
let me let
after
me let me
single
cancel.
decimal place.
Let
Yes.
me let me cancel and do this thing again. So let me select. Here's my quantity and my. Let me select it. I think it's easier that way. Okay, I'm selecting the 2 now, and I'll say from selection. From selection. So say equals 5 multiplied by 14.194. Okay, let me press Ctrl and enter. It's multiplying everything by 14.1, but that's not what I want. So I will come to this one now. I'll say 1.154, right? I'll come to this one, 18.394. Yeah, no, it's 18.392. Okay. So it's doing like if this one is then 5 minus. No. No. That's not what I want. Sometimes these things can just embarrass you. Okay, let me pick from here. Quantity. Let me go back to this one. So just say quantity. Yes. Multiplied by if I press unit selling price, it's not going to come out. Press 14.194. What can I do, guys? I don't know what to do again. Why is it repeating for me now? That's not
Can
what
we
I
do
want.
equals?
I think you have to
Equals
scroll
quantity.
down and select a different option. Just manually fill another option. Just scroll down and select a different option.
Okay. It's giving me options, and I picked. I'm coming.
Why can't we just choose the unit selling price first and let the Power BI pick the quantity? Maybe we should try that one.
Okay, let's do the unit selling price first, Abby.
Yes.
Okay. If you multiply by that by the quantity. Okay. Yeah, I think it worked though. I think it worked, but let me go back. We need to put that equals
You
to in
can
front
pick
of it.
different columns, different rows rather.
Sorry?
You can try to pick different. You don't have to type in the first 3 rows. You can type in the first, then go to the 5th, then go to the 10th, something like that.
Like how?
Like a random, just do it randomly
Like
so
we are
that
doing
it
the
will
columns from
understand.
example.
The rows should be random.
Just pick any
Yeah.
row randomly. They don't have
In
to be
the
the
flash
first
fill.
3 at the top.
Can you explain what
You
you
can
mean,
type
please?
in row 1, then go to row 7, type an example like that.
Okay. So $14.194 multiplied by 5, right? Then I can go
Yes.
to another row, Abby.
Yes, any other row, anyone.
Exactly.
Okay. This one is 350.686 multiplied by 2.
If you are
That's another.
pick another one with a different decimal from the others I have selected.
Okay. 5.184. 5.184 multiplied by 2. Okay.
Okay, still didn't work.
You know what? Can we just leave this thing for
Sorry,
now?
sorry, Mr. Benga. Can I say
So
something?
Maybe we'll come back to this because this thing is we waste our time.
okay, Mr. Gbenga.
Yeah.
Okay, so I actually did not want to say anything because I just want us to try all possible ways
Okay.
in which it can be done. So
Okay.
I think in my own thinking, right?
Yeah.
The purpose of all these different method of transformation is for different use cases. Yeah, so what we actually want to do here, I'm not sure the best option to use is column from example. What we want to achieve will have been best done with custom column, but there will be a scenario where column from example 2 will be a very or perfect use cases to achieve the task we want to achieve, right? So if we use custom column, I strongly believe that what we want to achieve now, you will easily get it without all these
Yeah. So the thing is,
endurance. Yeah.
in my outline, I already have like a list of what we want to do. You get?
Yeah, I get.
So
Yes,
so
I
custom
understand.
column is like the last thing we are doing because that one we have to write formulas. You understand?
Yes,
Yes, that was why I just said, you know what, let's try out this one from examples too.
So I think
you know what is about this thing. I've done it
think
before and it worked.
I think the reason why what you are trying to achieve is not working because this column from example, it has to follow through the same patterns. And if you look at maybe most of all these decimal points, they are not exactly the same. So it's not saying the same patterns.
Okay, you know what?
Which it can,
Let's change this one to whole number.
So
let's now see.
Yes, and let's see. Let's try.
Let's now see now. Oh yeah, let's try it now. Mr. Ola.
Okay. I think in my experience where I've used a column from example, when I actually needed a text transformation, such as first name and last name, initials, full name, something like that, or dates, maybe 23rd, or let's say 23rd.
Yes, good example.
And
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it will be following that pattern. You understand? If it's first name, it will be following, or if it's a product category, it will be just be following that pattern thing. You understand? That's where I've used my previous experience. You understand? I think it's much rather than this complex.
You see now, he's speaking it perfectly now. See. He's speaking it perfectly now. He's now picking it perfectly.
Like I said, the reason why it's not picking it perfectly is because of the different decimal points at the back. So you can say now that it's working perfectly now when everything is on the same whole number. So I believe that's the reason why it's not working fine before.
Please, guys, I have a delivery. Just give me 1 minute. I'm coming back now. 1 minute, please. I'm so sorry.
Please, while he's away, can I ask a question? I don't know if someone can answer me.
Ask your question.
Okay, thank you. So, looking at these add columns, the various types of columns, conditional column, index, duplicate, and all that. So, why, at what point do we use column from examples? Because I know quite familiar with custom column, and that's what I use often. And I'm also familiar with other columns. So at what point do we use column from examples? Why do we have to use it? Why can't we just use other columns over it? Does it have a unique importance?
Well,
Okay.
from my own experience, I think it does. Imagine a situation whereby you are giving some data sets to clean, and the last speaker said something about if you have a column, a text column. Now, there are some data set that you may be giving, and in a particular column, you may have age, address, phone number on a single column. And at that point in time, if you use a column from example, it will really work perfectly well. The last speaker said something that you do usually use it on a text column, which also from my experience too, it works perfectly well. So in those instances, it's more like you have almost all the data sets. They deliberately give you all the data sets in a particular, and everything is in a column. So there are times whereby you have the age of the person, the address of the person, the phone number of the person, the salary the person receive in a single column. And if you use column from example in that instance, it's going to capture those data very well, separately in different columns. That's my own experience.
So guys, it's just like you want to achieve one thing, but there are different ways. So you see that now that we've done that correction that Mr. Polon just suggested. You see that it has split it perfectly now. So it was the decimal that was causing the issues that time. So now if I press OK now, it's going to now give me the result the way it should. Oh, why is it not? I thought I was going to put it equals to in front of. So that means I didn't do it right. Let me just do this thing. I beg. Let's leave this thing. We have other things to touch. Oh yeah. What's it called? 5 multiplied by 14. Away. Well, you mean talk now because you can talk.
Hello, good evening, everyone. So the thing is, you can also use it. Maybe you have like a transaction data that has like negative values in it, but you want to remove the negative value. All you have to do is just write equals to, then remove the negative value, then type out the values that are there. It will automatically like detect all the values for you and remove the negative. So
Thank you. That's like absolute now ABS.
yeah.
I think this thing works for combining stuff. I don't think it works for multiplying.
Can I say something, please?
Yeah, quickly say because we are moving now. We are leaving this thing.
Now, I know you encourage us to look at ChatGPT sometimes. Now, here's what I got. For the first of all, you say extract first name from full name, then extract other IDs from a text string, extract year from a date column, and then you have concatenate column, merge first and last name.
I think that was what Folorunso said. I think we are going back to what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't worry, we'll not waste time. We'll do later. It's wasting our time too much. So let's go ahead with custom column now. Just hold on, give me 1 minute. So we are going to try out different examples right, of how we can create custom columns. So let's start with text functions. Olayemi, your hand is still raised up. Let's start with text functions. Let's be fast. Our time is really fast spent, man. Let's custom example this thing. No more. Trying to waste our time. So let's assume that we want to change something to capital letters all through, right? So let's say, for example, let me just create one custom column and maybe I'll just give the name, the whole thing. Let's call it custom one. And I'll just call it Shegun. Shegun in double quotes. And I press OK. Now let me go back to what I did so you can see it clearly. So I clicked on custom column and I came here custom one and I said equals to Shegun. So the Shegun, I have to put it in quotes because it's a text, right? So that was how I came about that. For those of us may be asking how I got there. Now, there are different ways you can do this. You can click on this column, right? And maybe transform it and just say, where's that option? Or this option, you can change it to upper, lower, and what's it called? Not here, not here. How am I not seeing it? The target data replace value. Where is it? Oh,
Format.
is it under hard column? Format, yeah. Thank you. Under format. So come to format here. I can just click on uppercase, right? And it will now give me a new column that has Shegun. But if I don't want to do it in that way, this one is very easy though. Just click on format and click on uppercase and it changes, right? But what we're just trying to preach here is that you can also use Power Query functions, just like the way we have DAX functions. There is also Power Query function. So what you now do is to come to custom column here. You come to custom column here, right? So what you do is just to say text, right? Dot upper. You see it already here in the IntelliSense that we have here. Text dot upper, right? Open brackets, and you call the name of the column. So you can either type it like this, or you can just drag it in from this place. It is custom one. I double click it. Or I can click it here and just click on insert here. So let me just show you that. So after opening the brackets, I click on custom one and I click on insert, and it will bring it there. Then I close the brackets, right? Text dot upper. Let me name second text. Text dot upper open bracket. Then you reference the column that you want to change it to capital letter, right? Then you press OK. You see that I got the same thing, right? Now, if it was to be lower, right? So let me go back and change this one to. So let's say this one was Shegun, like capital letter written all through. I'm just giving an example. Let's say this one was Shegun, right? And I want to now change it to small letter. I'll just go back to my, what's it called now, and change this upper to lower. So text dot lower, text dot upper, right? Text dot lower now, right? Then now how you know that what you are typing is actually correct, that you are using the correct syntax, is you will see this no syntax error have been detected. Now be careful. Sometimes it might tell you that there's no error in the syntax, but depending on the operation you are performing, if the operation does not make sense to the context of what you want to do, then even though it's telling you no syntax error here, by the time you press OK, you will see error in that new column you are creating, right? So make sure that whatever you are doing, it fits into the context of what you want to achieve, right? So text.lower, open bracket, I've referenced the column, right? And I'll press OK. Then this Shegun that was capital here, I will see a new column that the Shegun now is not what? Is now what? Small letter. Now, let's see another one. If I want to know the length of the column, I want to know the length of the column, right? This Shegun now, I want to know the length of each of the Shegun, or each of the list I have in the rows. So what I'll do is to go back, for example, It's now going to be text.length. Text.length, right? Text.length. First one is text.upper, second one text.lower, the third one text.length. And I press OK. Oh my God. What did I do? Did I not spell it? Is that not the spelling of length? Let me use the one that's coming from the IntelliSense itself. Text.length, right? Okay, good. It has worked now. So you see that it's telling me that it can count all the what's it called? It can count each one 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and tell you the length of the items you have in each of the rows that you are referencing in this column, right? So you might see different figures in case you are. So let's try it out. Let's reference these ones now. They are not the same. This product ID now, they are not the same. So let's reference product ID now. So I'll come here and I will reference product ID. Product ID, where is it? I'll come here, close brackets, press OK. Okay, it's 15, 15, 15. Oh, I think they are the same. I think the length is the same. Whoa, it's 15. Okay. This is based on the entire data set. Let me check again. Oh, it's 15. Okay, nice. So it's just for you to see the length. Now, let's say you want to combine two, what's it called, together. You want to combine two columns together. Maybe you have a first name column and a last name column, just an example, where you want to combine them. So you can use the text.combine to do that. So let's say I want to combine, let me find an example what I can combine here. Let's say I want to combine, maybe I want to combine order ID and the customer ID. Order ID and customer ID. So how do I do that? So I'll first go to custom column, just an example anyway. Custom column. I will just change this to text.combine. Text.combine, right? Open the bracket. Then what's the first column? Order ID. My order ID, right? Comma. My second column is what? My product ID, right? So I'm combining those two. Or you can also bring it from this side too, right? Now, what will be their separator? Do you want it to be dash or minus or just space or comma or something or slash or anything you're using as their separator, right? So I might just put this a space. For space, you have to put a double quote for space and put a space in that double quote, right? That would be their separator, right? Then I close the brackets and I press OK. It's giving me error. Why not? What did I do wrong again? What did I do again? No. Are the two not texts? I think that's the issue. Let me go and check. Product ID is text now, and order ID is also text. So what's the problem? Where did I make mistake? Okay, let me do it again. Text dot combine, open brackets, and I'll say my order ID. Or let me bring it from this side if that's the problem. Well, that should not be the problem anyway. My order ID, then comma, my product ID, right? Comma, then a double quotes. Then I close brackets. Okay. It's still showing me error. Wow. I don't know why.
Sir.
Yeah.
I think
I don't know. Can you possibly put the separator in between order ID and product ID and let's see if it works?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think according to the syntax, that's what it's showing. The separator is supposed to be in between them, not after.
In between them.
Yes.
Okay.
We can
I'm
try
not sure, but
it.
let me just follow your lead. Okay, let's try it. Same error. Same error.
Sorry, can you put the quote in a list as well?
Sorry?
Yeah, put it in square bracket. That's what I meant.
Okay. Oh, the quote in square brackets. You know, I'm
Yes.
referencing columns. I cannot put that in square brackets. Do you understand?
Okay.
What I'm doing, I'm referencing column. Okay, but let me just, I'll follow your lead now. It's even showing me error already.
Okay.
So that's not the issue. I think that is, but don't any
Please,
you,
can you
you can
click
try it
on
on your
the
own.
error? Let us see what it's actually saying.
Or can you, sorry, or should
Yeah,
it be
go
that
ahead, please.
they
Go
are
ahead.
separate in square brackets? Or, I
Sorry?
mean, they're in a single square bracket. I mean, could it be that they're in a single square bracket?
That it should be single.
Yes, because based on what I saw, it shows texts in a single square bracket when you're about to write the name of the columns.
You see that it must be double. It's already showing error.
Yes,
So that
no.
separator must
I
be.
mean, order ID. Yes, order ID, comma, product ID in a single square bracket.
No. That's not the
Okay.
format.
All right.
Sorry, let's
Okay,
try
let's
something.
let's try
Hello.
something. Hi, go ahead, please.
Okay, so can you go back to the formula bar?
Sorry, I'm coming.
So instead of don't okay, go on.
Don't. I'm coming. I'm just trying or something. I'm coming. Hold on, please. So Shegun, Tope. The two. Let me change them to. Where's this for transform? No. Where's this I'll put this one to in text. Please, I'm coming. Oh, hold on. I just want to try something out. So, custom column. Okay. So text.combine. Open brackets. Custom one. Custom one. Comma custom two. Right? Comma. Then the separator is a space. Right? Let's see what happens though. Okay, go ahead. Hold on.
No, let's see the error. Can you click on the error? Let's see the error.
Okay.
What the error is talking about.
It's not even showing error here.
It's not showing there. Okay, so the
It's
text
not showing error
combined.
from the.
Okay, it's fine. It's fine. The text combined, right? What can you before you write? Can I see the what are this thing that it's old? So just type the text combined. Let's see.
Okay, you want to see the daily sense, Abby?
Yes.
Okay.
Text combined.
Let's combine. I think this one doesn't show anything like that. So.
No. It shows it before.
Well,
I guess. Okay. Yeah, I can see it.
Text combined.
Yeah. Text as list.
Okay. Text as list.
So I guess after the main brackets, there is we have to also
text as a list.
So you need to understand what this.
You have to put the two columns inside the list. That is square brackets.
So before the square brackets, we are to use, I don't know the name of that other bracket. The one that looks coily like this.
Curly braces.
Yes. Then we have the first column. Can you use the brackets?
You mean this other bracket?
Hello,
this
Mr.
one?
Gbenga.
Yeah.
No, yes,
Okay.
yes. Then bring in the first column. That's is it product ID or okay? Then comma.
Okay.
Then we'll bring in the second column. No, don't close that. Don't close that bracket. Don't close it yet.
Okay.
Comma. Then the
Okay.
next one.
Then
close it now.
With that same curly bracket, have we?
Yes. Comma. Then our space. The space in quotes. So we close the main bracket now.
Okay. Let's try this out. Perfect. Thank you. So
fantastic.
Fantastic. So we have to put this curly brackets before we call out before we reference what's it called? The column. Perfect. See, that's why it's always good to share ideas. Okay. Now let's go to number functions. But why is it still showing error 100% here? I'm coming, please.
Maybe just do a refresh.
Okay. Should not be showing that error anyway.
Maybe
the data type.
Oh, thank you. Should be text. Then that should go now. Thank you. Okay. So now let's go to number functions. Number functions. So, we previously had decimal somewhere. Where was that? Okay, we still have one decimal, yes, in our sales. So let's say you want to round up numbers. And I will also go back to what Folayemi said the other time. So let's even start with that one. So let's say I have a column now. Let me create one custom column. And just custom column. This one is equals to minus 12. You now want to change it to positive or true, right? Let's assume that this custom dot one is minus. You have some minuses in between, and you want absolute. You want it to be positive or true. So what you will do now, come to custom column, right? And you will say you will use number.round. Oh, sorry, number.abs. Sorry, that one is for rounding up numbers. Number.abs, open bracket. What is the column name? Column.1 that has the minus. Oh, sorry. Right, you close the brackets and you press OK. You see that everything has now changed to 12, 12, 12, 12 because the ABS will remove the minus in front of the numbers. Is that one clear?
Yes.
Is that one clear?
Yeah. No, sir.
So
Yes.
It's not clear. Hello?
It's not, sir. Can you go over it again?
I said, let's assume that you have a column that has a list of numbers like this. And there are some that have they have minus. Now, if you were to perform your calculation, if there are some minuses in between, you might be getting it will be returning for you might be different for those with minus, right? And you want to change everything back to positive, which is like plus, right? What you're going to do is to create. So if you want to do that, I said there's a function for that, which is the number.abs. That is number.absolute, right? It's going to remove all the minus in front of all these numbers and change them back to positive. Is that clear?
Yes,
is
sir.
that clear?
It is. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
Number.abs will change every negative number to positive.
Sir, please, are you using calling bracket or the normal bracket?
I'm not using curly. I think the curly bracketing only works if you want to do combine. I didn't use any. I didn't use any curly bracket at all.
So in addition, so I think anybody that is using the formula should always try to check the intelligence or intelligence of you know, I think there is always something that the function is always telling us to do. So you just need to pay attention to that. And so that's why I was saying that okay, let's first look at what that intelligence is telling us so that we will know what exactly is requesting from us. And thank God that someone was able to tell us that is the least. So that's why. So let's just it's not all the time that you know, because you use coil bracket the other time, it will also work when you are
for
doing
another
some
thing.
for
Exactly.
another thing. So you just need to understand what that function is just is actually
It's
doing.
about. Yeah. Okay, Mr. Ola, I saw your hand up.
Sorry, I wanted to while you were doing that, I'm just thinking it through that if in case of financial reporting, you have something like -12, it's actually -12 in financial. I mean, that's the financial data that was given. So, and you are saying that you want to make it absolute here. How do you approach it? I'm just thinking deeper about that in case of financial reporting, because you don't want to mess up data regarding.
You see, even with what you've already said, you've already answered the question. So what do I mean? He said financial reporting. You know, everything we do in Power BI depends on the context. You understand, sir? So what we are doing here now is just like showing somebody how to do something. It does not mean that they have to apply it. If the report they are creating does not require them to do that, they don't need to do it.
Got it.
You get me, sir? Yes.
Yes, I got
so
you.
What I'm just teaching here is if you want to do this, so this is how to do it. So if you want to do this one, this is the approach to this is the way to do it. So I can't be creating that kind of reports. A financial report that has minus, maybe that minus is even loss. It's not profit.
Yeah, that's a loss.
I'm not changing it to absolute. That's beginning of Wahala.
You have ruined.
So one must be careful.
Yeah,
just like general
data. Exactly.
Hold on, Sean. Our time is fast spent, so let's be fast.
Yeah, I understand. So I just want to quickly add something. So please, everybody. So one thing about any tools that we are learning for data, you know, for our data job is not really specific to any industry. We are just learning how technical we can utilize these tools. So, you know, when you say financial or someone from the telecommunication or supply chain is bringing their own domain into the kind of situation like this, you know, what we are just trying to do at the moment is just to how technical we can use this thing. Then when we get our job, you know, our domain, we can now apply them on it. So I just need to add, you know, this to for everybody, because I know a lot of us here we are from different domain knowledge and
Okay, thank you. So let's go to the other one. That's the raise to power. You know what we call raise to power now? So let me on this one. So let's say you want to raise something to power something. So let's try sales, for example. So let me change this one. It's going to be number.power now. Number.power. Number.power. You want to raise sales to the power of 2, right? So I just I clicked on the column name. I'm raising it to the power of 3 or 2 or whatever, for example. I close the brackets. So it's going to like say, if my sales is 4, it's going to be 4 times 4 times 4. That's 3 times. Did you get that, please? If I press OK. What we call exponentiation.
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
yeah.
sir.
When you raise to the power of something, I raised, my sales is 10, and I raised to the power of 3. That will be what? That's not 10 times 3. That's 10 times 10 times 10.
That's 10
right?
exponential 3.
Exponential 3. I mean, no mind me. I'm not a mathematician. So exponential 3. That's the way I can explain for people that are, that might not understand it. So I press OK now. So what did it do here? What it does is, let me just show you. Where's my sales column? So 7.9. Can someone try 7.97 times 70? No, 70.97 times 70.97, like 3 times. And let's hear your results. Yeah, I'm waiting on.
Okay, so I have 357,000.
Yes.
7.501673. So it's
Can you see it
correct.
again?
It's correct.
It's correct, Abby. Good.
357,457.
That's what we want to just ascertain. If it's correct, no
Yes,
wahala.
it's correct.
So let's say we want to round up something. Let's try that one too. Each of our columns have decimal. This sales now. So let's go. Let's round it up in 2 decimal places. So that one will be number.round. Nike and Isaiah.
Sir.
Please, can you be typing? Can you be like, do you have okay? Can you type what will be this is one like that? Just type it in a group. We've done text.upper, text.lower, text.length, text.combine. Those are text functions. Now we are in number function now. We've done number.abs, number.power. Now we are doing number.round. Right? So this one says return the rounded number. The number of digits and rounding mode can be specified. So I want to round my sales column to 2 decimal in 2 decimal places. So let's see what happens. Press OK. Okay, it's already in 2 decimal places before. So let me try 1 decimal place now. So I just come here, press 1, and I press OK. That's already to the nearest what? 1 decimal place. So that is for rounding up numbers, right? Let's say I want to. Sorry.
Yes, I was hoping that we are going to put the one in power together and see if the combinations can work.
Combining power and then which one?
Around.
Let's say now you go try that one. Now you go try that one for us. I don't have the headache, I beg.
Right.
Let's leave it, I beg. So it's just showing you guys how to round up numbers. Depending on what you have on the source will determine how it's going to round it up for you. Is anybody clear on this part? So under number functions now, we've done number.round, number.absolute, number.power. Is it clear to us, please?
Yes, it is clear.
And the text functions, text.upper, text.lower, text.length, and text.combine. Now we are moving to date and time functions now. Date and time functions. Then we move to sometimes our time is not always enough for us for the class. We still have date and time functions to go. We still have table functions. We still have logical functions. Should I continue, guys? Or should we stop?
Continue, sir.
Okay.
You can go ahead, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Let's go.
So let's now go to date and time functions. So let me go and move all these ones. You go and watch them in the video, how we did all of this. Don't want to have too many columns here. So removing all of them. We're back to what we used to have. So yeah, so let's say I want to, I can just come to this ship mode now, this order date now. And if I want to extract out maybe I want to show the months for the other dates, each of the row. I'll come to add column here and just say this age here. What do you think this age here will do? This age. What would I do? If I click on age, Can someone tell me? What I would do is to minus today's dates from the other dates. If I click on age. So let's say you have somebody's date of birth now, list of people's date of birth. On this age part now, if you click on the date of birth, the DOB, and you come to add column and click on date and click on age, it will minus today's date from that person's date of birth, and you can get the person's age. Is it clear? That's one example that I can that I can tell you. So here now, if you want to know today's date from the other dates, so there might be requirements that they want to check probably the average dates. Sorry, they might want to see the average, delivery, like the maybe the other dates to something dates, or maybe for the other date as at today. Maybe they want to see, okay, so how many days now between the other date and today, or between delivery or between shipping. Maybe for example, I think the good example I can use is the shipping date. So how many days now between shipping date and today's date, right? Maybe they've not delivered the product and they want to see how many days it's taking to ship, something like that. Yes, right? So I might use this age now, and it will tell me the number of days between today and the shipping date, right? So that's for age. For date only, I have date and time, Abby. If I want to show only the dates, I will click on this date, right? If I want only the year, now even this year itself, it has 3 breakdown. The actual year, the start of the year, right, and the end of year, right? What would the start of year and end of year give me? I think is that not the first date in? You know what? Let's try everything out instead of guessing what I don't know. So this one now has given me what? Has given me the year, just the year, right? Okay. Look at the Power Query function behind that, date.year. I was still going there before, but thank God that it's already here. Date.year, then you reference the column name. Okay. Let me cancel this. So let me go back to my other date again. Let's go back to and see what other things that are here. Let's try the start of year. Let's see what that will give us. Start of year. Aha, I guess as much. So this one will return the first date in that year of that row. Sorry? Is someone saying something? So this one will return the first date in that year, right? Let me go back again and do end of year. End of the year, end of that year. That's the last date of the year in that row that you are referencing, the column you are referencing. So you see the formula there is date.end of year. If it's just year, is date.year. That will return the year of that column for you. If it is end of year, it is what? Date.end of year. If it is what's it called? Start of year, it is start of year. Date.start of year, right? So I was about going to all those things, but I think it's already showing that on the mQuery already, self. So there are different things we can do from these dates. If you want to see the months, the start of month, that is the first date in the month of that date in the column you are referencing, right? The end of month down to is also clear. The days in months. So the day number of that particular date in the date of the row you are referencing at that time. This one will return that, right? The name of months, the name of the month of that row, right? This one will return that. Please, is this clear, please, what I'm explaining?
Very
is
clear,
it clear?
sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Also, quarter of year. Yeah.
Please, can we do an example on age? Because there's something we need to
okay, let me just click on it. No issues.
We need to correct. Yeah.
You see now. is returning the number of days up to date from that date. Is there any issue with the age?
No, this is not. It's not actually number of days actually. So I just
So what's it?
so let's. It's showing it as the number of time actually. From that
Oh,
day
it's
till
number of
today.
time.
Yes.
You mean like in
So
minutes, Abby?
yeah, I think so. Even in hours, I'm not sure. I actually encountered this some
So we
days
don't
back.
know whether it's
Why
minutes or
showing
hours.
two?
Wait.
Can we
Actually,
extract
the data type, the
can
data
we
type is
extract
in
the year
time.
first?
No,
Okay,
the data
the
type
data
is in duration.
time. Oh. That's
Yeah, so
oh, it's
that's
in
so to
duration.
change. Yes. So you need to use transform now. Leave it the way it is.
But
Then you go to transform.
I go to what? Transform.
Transform. So in transform, you would see the same thing
Yes.
at the other end. You see time duration. Can you see duration towards the end?
Towards the
When we
end,
have
oh,
date time duration. So this is where you now change it. Do you want it hours of days?
Okay, change it to
Distance of
whether
hours?
hours or
Yeah, total years, total days. So that's
total
how
days
we use
and
that
years and co.
age.
Yeah, nice,
So I know a
nice.
lot of people have issues with date, with that age, but most don't know
No,
the
people have
solution.
issues with
Which one?
this duration in general.
Oh, okay, yes, that's
Do you
also the
understand?
understanding. Yeah, I get you.
Yes. So the duration, they don't know whether the duration is in minutes or hours or something
We
like
can
that.
see it with we can see it from this place now.
Yes. So, but with this now, we can see the days, hours, minutes, seconds, and blah blah blah. Nice,
Yes.
nice. Okay, it's getting interesting.
Total years now to calculate from that year to this year.
Yes. From that it's like it's filtering like based on that year or the year of that row.
Until today, based on the age that you
Yes, till
have here.
today. Yeah. So guys, you can always try all these things out on your own. That's the only way to actually, learn it very well. Just like try it out on your own. You will even see what is now. Now this is my question. This age now, by default, what will I say is from what me I understand, I think this should be like this.
Yeah, it should be like this because that's 2015. 2015 to today should be I don't think it's up to okay, yeah, it's up to 3,000 days, yeah. So it's in days.
Exactly. So that's what I'm
So
trying to
it's
say
in
the
days.
other time, that I think what I said is still correct. That is in
Yes.
days. But what you are just saying is that if I can transform it to whatever units I want to display.
And yes, and also because we are all familiar that when we say age, we are all familiar with years, like it's 17 years old, that's their age or something.
Yeah.
So that's why I need
what I'm saying is, no, this one is not giving me back years by default.
No, it's not giving me back years by default.
It's giving me days.
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is that people need to understand that part, that when you transform, when you do that age part, by default, what you have is this.
Yes, it's this.
Actually. Please, let's say that part so that everybody can understand. What you have is this. If you now want to transform that days to different units of time and date, you can now come to the transform. Exactly. And change it to whatever. Somebody was raising up their hand now.
Okay.
Yeah, good evening, Mr. Winga.
Right on, sir.
Please, permission to follow. I'm at work now, please. And
please message Jenny Care and what's it called, so that they can write down your name.
Okay, thank you.
You can get your details.
Okay, thank
Isaiah.
you.
Okay, so I want to say that for the age, will it be better for us to first extract since you are dealing with age, will it be better to first extract the year and then convert that year to age?
No, Isaiah, wait. Don't get this thing wrong. It's very simple and straightforward. When I click on age, I know that by default, what I will have is this. Do you understand?
Okay. Yes, I do.
What I will have is this. If I now want to change the unit to not show it in days, I want to show in other, in some other time intelligence way. I will now come to transform, just like the other guy said, to transform. I'll now come to this duration. Because duration can be in days, it can be in hours, it can be in minutes, it can be in seconds. Do you understand?
Yes.
I can now convert it to whatever unit I want it to display. But when I first click on that age, by default, what I will have on duration is days.
Okay.
Do you understand it?
I do.
Okay. Any other issues?
To buttress, can you, when you use the age, can we see the what's it called, the M query for it?
Okay,
I
thank
think
you.
that's another
It's
way
very
to explain.
important to also know that. Date.time.local now. Okay, I think that's because the data type of that part is date and time.
It's date and time, yeah.
Let me go and change it to just date, because in the first place I don't even need the time. Aha. So let's now go back to our, what's it called now, and look at the M query now. Oh, it's still the same. You know what? You know what I will do? Let me cancel that step and redo it again now. Other dates, and I'll come to add column, and I'll say age. Okay. Let's see now. Oh, it's still returning days and time for me.
Yeah, that's the default. It's
That's
going
the
to give you,
default.
because the duration. It will be a
Okay,
duration.
so if I now want to, so if I now want only days now, I'm not going to transform.
Transform,
And
yeah.
just click on days.
Transform. Yes.
God bless you. I
You're
get what
welcome.
you are saying now. Yeah.
No worries.
Nice. Okay, let's
And
move on.
I think it's better. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to raise my hand. So sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
And I think it's better that the default is like that, because I've had a use case whereby I was asked to do it in milliseconds. So I
in
think
milliseconds.
that first thing it brought out is actually milliseconds.
Oh.
I've had that requirement before. Yes, milliseconds. I think this is milliseconds.
You have that option there?
No, there's no option here. But I think it defaulted.
So that means you first did it in seconds and not divided it.
No. If you look at what this generated for you, if you look at what it generated for you, you will discover, you will realize that it is in milliseconds. Can you scroll to the end? Let's see. Let's see. Just go to the end of the age itself, the age column itself.
Let me
the age column.
Cancel this one
column. I don't think you are.
I'm
there.
You
don't need to cancel. You don't need to cancel.
No, don't cancel. Just scroll.
No,
scroll back.
I want to go back to
the age column.
Default. No. Don't worry. Let's go ahead.
Okay.
So I changed it to seconds, Abby.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
He's saying it is in milliseconds.
The default of Power BI is in milliseconds. That's what I'm trying to. Yeah, I want you to scroll to the end of that age column. Just scroll to the end. You've not scrolled to the end. Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Can you see?
Okay.
So this appeared to me like milliseconds.
Hello. If it's in milliseconds, then it should be after that ... because you know the way date time works is the way date time works is time would have hours ... minutes ...
minutes exactly.
But if you
so
notice,
this is
what you have
milliseconds, right?
I'm not sure it's milliseconds.
No, it's not
Mr. Ola.
This is actually days.
No,
I think it's the normal
days,
seconds.
hours, minutes, seconds.
It is days. It is a day. So if you look at it, the date of that ship mode that we use is in 2015. This is 2020. Okay. This is 2025. That's 10 years. So if you multiply the amount of days, 10 times 365 is what? 365 something, which is still not. So if you use the number, if you calculate the number of days between that day that is there, if you go back to the other date, the other where we brought this age from, if you calculate it from that day till now, you will see you have 3,577 days.
No, yeah, I got you. That's correct. That's very correct.
Yes.
What I'm talking about is actually the .00,
Yes,
dot
it
zero
does zero.
zero.
Yes, so
Yes,
these
that's what
are
he's
the
saying. That
So what is it
time,
that
time
counting?
400 is hour.
They are time
The second
parts.
one
They are
is
Okay.
the time
minutes, and the
parts.
third one is
Okay.
seconds.
Seconds. Yeah. So we
Is
have
it not up to
hours,
4?
minutes, seconds. No,
It's
it's
not
No,
not
up
up
to
to
it's
4.
four.
still a normal
It's
second,
just
though.
three. It's just three.
Okay,
It's
it's just
just three,
3.
Mr. Ola.
Oh, so
Yes, sir.
meaning that
But we
this
can
is still the normal
actually,
seconds. Okay, I've had a
yes,
situation whereby I had to like convert to milliseconds, but that was done with a
yes, we
measure.
can also
It
do that.
wasn't
We can
done
also do
under
that.
this. So,
We
okay.
can also
Yeah.
do that.
Okay, now this is
You're
my
very
first
correct.
question. How many milliseconds make a second?
That should be 100 or so.
So that means that if
Now
I
1,000?
convert this, for example, now to seconds, it means that
It has to
to
be
do that
120 and not
conversion,
100.
I have to divide by 100.
It has to be 120. I'm not sure it's 100 though. It has to be 120.
It's a
Please,
thousand.
can someone let me check, please? I beg. Yeah, please.
Hello, can you hear me?
It's
Hello.
1,000 milliseconds.
A
Okay.
thousand
Yeah,
Exactly.
1,000
That's
milliseconds
what
per
milliseconds.
second.
exactly.
Okay.
That's what I use as
So
a
1,000
second.
milliseconds make a
1,000.
second, Abby.
That's correct.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that means what me I'm thinking, that in that requirement that Mr. Ola had, what I think I
Yes.
will do is to convert it in this transform part to seconds first. I'll
Yes.
now write another
Then
custom column that will now divide it by 1,000.
that's
Yes.
very fantastic
No,
too.
you
You
multiply
use
by
that.
1,000.
You
Not to
Sorry?
multiply.
No, yeah, you multiply.
You
You multiply
multiply
by
by
1,000.
1,000.
Yeah, multiply.
Oh, multiply. Thank you, Jerry. Sorry. By 1,000 to get the
You multiply by 1,000
milliseconds.
milliseconds. Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Ola, does that clear your...
Yeah. That's okay. I was because I've done it before. I've done milliseconds one before, and I've achieved that requirement for my stakeholder. So that's why.
Okay.
But I used measure. I didn't go through this part.
Another way is if you convert this guy from time day duration. Let's say is in time format. The time that you have at beside the date and time, inside that time, you can actually see milliseconds. You should be able to see milliseconds, seconds, and the stuff there as well. If it is in time data type.
That's correct. You're right.
Mr. Benja, do you get me?
Yeah. I get you.
So instead of dividing, it will do that automatically. So if it's in time data format, on that time, you would see the stuff there. You see the time there. You will be able to see milliseconds, seconds, hours, quarter of a second, everything in time.
Okay. So
yes, sir.
What do I want to say? What I want to say was that
it's
I think
duration. No.
There's no milliseconds by in like in any of the settings.
Not, you cannot have that in duration. You cannot have that in duration. Just beside duration, you have time. Just beside duration, you have time. But because
you
the
have
data type
time.
is
Thank
in
you.
duration,
But it's
so
not
you
allowing me to pick that time
format.
anyway. I don't know why.
Yeah, because it's not your duration, because your data type is
okay. Let me change my duration back to seconds now. This thing is interesting anyway. Away.
Error exactly.
So what I wanted to do was to first like if I want to do time, I have to come back to other yates and make it seconds from time. Okay. So my age is now going to be seconds. Oh, what did I go? Oh my god, I've messed up this thing. Sorry. It's supposed to be on that hard column, Jerry. Now something is not clear to me here. I'm supposed to be able to do that. Okay. So I'll do my age first. Why am I echoing somebody's this thing? But even though, why is the time not activated for me? Like I cannot click it.
Okay, Mr. Ola, when you choose that other date, when you want to add the column, right? From the add column, instead of choosing date, choose time.
Even the time, it's not.
Sorry, Mr. Goenka.
Yeah.
So the column you are using is a date column. It's not a date time. So that's why it's not any good.
I
Oh,
think
you know,
from
I
inception it was
changed it
actually a
now.
date time first. Then you change it. Yes.
I just
Yes.
remove it now at some point. Yeah. Can I bring it back?
Use ship date. Let's use ship date as example. Ship date is still date time.
Okay, let's try ship dates. Aha.
So
Okay.
take ship date now. You see, time is there. So choose time only.
Time only.
You can choose second. Or choose second. Anyone.
Okay, let me choose second. Is it giving me as 0?
Because the result that you have there is actually 12 o'clock. So at
12
12 a.m.
o'clock. Yes,
everything
yes,
is 0.
you are correct.
At 12
You are
a.m.
correct.
everything is 0. So if you have a data that have transactional times now, so it have been easier.
Yes, we will see the actual stuff.
Yes.
Because
So
12
let's do
a.m. is like the starting time.
Yeah, that's
like the starting. Yeah, I get you now. Nice. Okay. So there's nothing for me to do that other one again now. I think we understand it. So Denike, just drop it on the group to convert to have a custom column to get the year is date.year, open bracket, reference the column. Are you there, Nike? For the month.
I'm with you, sir. Could you please take that again?
Date.year, open bracket and reference the column. For month, date.month. For day, date.day. Now, this one is quite different. If you want to add days, so let me quickly do that before we go. If you want to add days, you want to add days. So I have this my order date now. I want to now add 10 days. Maybe my order date is this, and they said shipping date must be 10 days after the order dates. So I now want to add more 10 days to all these dates I have in my order date column. So I go to custom column. Let me just show you that one. The other ones you can go and practice on your own. So custom column, then I'll say date dot add days. See it here. Date dot what? Add days. Right? Open bracket, and I reference the column with my order date. The comma, then maybe I'm adding 10 days, right? Then I close my bracket. So I'm adding 10 days to the order dates. So I can now call this one maybe shipping date. I have shipping date. I don't want to call the same name. Shipping date. So this was the date. This is the date that by standard of the organization, it must be shipped, right? It must be 10 days max from the order date. So I click on OK now. And it will give me 10 days after that date. So 20th of May. Let me go check the other dates. 10th of May. Is that clear? Is that clear? Is it clear,
Yes,
guys? Okay. So that is the date dot add days. Olubumi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. I want to ask if, let's say, you want to minus 14 days. Let's say you want to deduct 14 days. That's 2
14
weeks.
days. You want to
from
minus
the
it.
other dates. Is it possible?
Yeah, let's try it too. It's good to try new things. Let me just put minus in front of the 10, for example.
Yes, sir. If you want to minus it.
You see now, it has given me 30th of April. So that is, I think you are still using that same add days, but you are not putting minus now instead of the 10. Is it clear? Good question. Is that clear, Ubumi?
Yes, sir.
That's the question now. You are quiet now.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, it's
Okay.
clear. Thank you.
So let's do this last one before we go. This last one. People need to go and sleep. Those are okay. This last one is if I want to create a logical, the other time when I think I did that on ship mode, Abby. Okay, let me go and cancel all the things I did. I did that conditional column the other time, conditional column, Abby. So if I don't want to go to conditional column and now start typing what I want the condition to look like, I can also use custom column to do that. Click on custom column, right? We call those ones logical functions in Power Query. So I will now say condition again, just like I had earlier. Condition. Now, this is where I will now write it. It will now be like if, oh, what's going on? If, right? Now, if I'll put it in square brackets, not the curly bracket. Oh. If ship mode ID, it's even appear here already. If ship mode ID is equals to what's it equals to? 1. Is my 1 number or okay, it's number. If it's text, I have to put this 1 inside double quote. If it is 1, then it is what? It should be called what? See that I'm typing it then. It's not like the other one that I've just if you are using the same if now in Power BI, so the way we are writing this is different, Abby. It will be if open brackets, what's it called? What do we call it in Excel? I forgot it. Okay, so if ship mode ID is equals to 1, then give me SC, right? Now, if I now want to return, like maybe I want to just do else, for example, I will just say else, give me SEC, something like that. What am I doing wrong here? If ship mode ID is equals to 1, then this, else this. So what's the issue? It's telling me the issue is that AC. What's the issue with my SEO? Where did I make mistake, guys?
You have to put comma, or it doesn't matter.
No, I don't think it's to put comma.
Put space after the 1.
After the 1.
Before the 1.
There's still error. That's not the problem is.
Shouldn't there be a comma after that 1 before then?
Let's use small letter if. Yes, small letter if. Small letter I. So let's.
Okay, so maybe my if is the problem.
No. Use small letter I and small letter F. Yes.
Oh, it's my if. Oh, sorry.
Yes, that thing is.
Okay.
I remember. Yeah.
I picked that I from somewhere else. Okay. You see, this is just an example. So if the ship mode ID is 1, return SC. If it's not 1, return SEC for others. Right, guys. Let's stop here today. I still have one more to go anyway. That one is the table functions. How you can write an M code that will combine 2 tables together. We are doing that next week Sunday. And how you can also use the table functions to filter. So let's try that out next week Sunday. Okay. Thank you, everyone. The video recording will be available on the YouTube page latest by tomorrow. Maybe even say today, Seth. So you can check the YouTube page again. You see it on the playlist. Yeah. Any questions so far? Any feedback? Any remark? Sorry?
I think for me, today's class was quite interactive. Yeah, there
Yeah,
were a lot
yeah.
of sharing and collaboration.
Yeah, I love it too. I love it. I love the collaboration. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for me, okay.
go ahead, please.
Yep.
Who is speaking? Is he Abdullah or Banco Victory?
Please, I forgot something, sir.
What's that, sir?
I was thinking, I don't know if I'm in a place to suggest, but there's something I really don't get. If we could buttress it one of these days, the difference between transpose, pivot, and non-pivot.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll do it. It's I think it's in my plan. We'll see it here.
Okay. Then we can
But
add
our time,
transpose
in fact,
to
we
it.
have one more topic to even go. We've not even done that at all. We've not done query dependencies because these are 1 hour. It's not even enough. Query dependencies, duplicate and reference. Then I also had in mind that the day I teach this on pivot, I will also teach that transpose too and show you the difference between the two.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So guys, any questions so far? Are we okay?
The attendance has not been shared.
Sorry?
Attendance.
Isaiah, please share the attendance form now, please. Fill it in.
Hi, Mr. Benga.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I have a question, but it's not related to Power BI. It's related to Power BI Report Builder. I'm encountering because I started using Power BI Report Builder at work.
Let me stop recording, sir. Let me stop recording.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Falomo, please let me answer him.